where's the natural lighting? I need that natural lighting. There we go. So Casey, I know you're asking, if you got that fancy new camera with all the bells and whistles, then why are you back to filming on your laptop? Well, my concerned friend, I have an answer. So if you watched my wrap up, then you know that my camera on my phone cut me off midway through the video because I'd ran out of, or I hit the 4 gigabyte just like limit for uploading large videos. However, and this is where Samsung is stupid, it makes you stop filming around 4 GBs. So that's obviously the limit of how large of a video file you can send to your computer. No, the limit is 3. It doesn't stop you at 3, which is the limit. It stops you at 4. So right now my phone is busy splitting the wrap up in half into like smaller videos I can actually send to my computer so I can edit. But I'm in such a filming mood that I did not want to lose the momentum. So we're back to filming on this laptop momentarily. And hold on one second. Oh, it just finished? Well, at least one half of the video. It took forever, but it's worth it. I'm just so happy with this phone. I am so grateful for it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, part 1 is off to be edited, and now it's time for part 2. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Wrong button. Did not mean to airdrop it. Obviously, I'm new here. We're fine. Can't share more than 5 gigabytes a day? The heck? Samsung is officially stupid. Officially. Like, who's monitoring this? Oh, this girl's sending more than 5 gigabytes a day. Clearly, she's up to something. Well then, I guess part 2 of this wrap-up is just gonna have to wait, and we're back to filming on the old laptop. Consistency is key. But I'm just learning the limitations of this new phone. This is a learning experiment. We fine. For now. Anyways, I have collected you all here. Yes, collected, not gathered. I personally collected y'all to just share you my January TBR, the first TBR of 2021. 2021 doesn't have the same ring as 2020, but 2020 turned out to be kind of crappy, so we ain't gonna complain that much. So I got here my stack of books to read. I honestly have no idea what order I am filming, or rather posting this stuff in, so if my little next mini vlog is up yet, then you have heard me talk about these 3 books. I Know Who You Are, thriller of someone stalking an actress, or rather blackmailing her. Rage of Dragons, which is a very successful self-published story with hopefully dragons. I actually don't know a lot about this book, because the summary is very short. 2 sentences, that's not satisfactory. And then we have Anxious People by Fredrik, Bachman, an author who has made me cry. I didn't really appreciate it because I wasn't in the mood to cry, but it could happen again. I actually want to read a lot more of this author. And now that I've said this out loud, I'll be sure to post my mini haul before this video, because I just really don't want to explain these books all over again. My throat kind of hurts. It's mass filming day. But y'all, back in November, I had you guys vote on what book I should add to my TBR. And the only way I clued you in on what books they are is telling you the really bad summaries of the first page of those books. Who was texting me? Anyways, I told you really bad summaries of those books. You guys picked which one sounded the most interested, and that was The Lies of Locke Lamora. I was supposed to read this in December. The only reason I didn't was because I feared it would be so good, it would make me change up my top books and worst books of 2020 list, and I did not want to do that. So it's gonna be my first book of 2021 instead. I've heard that this book is just a remarkable tale of friendship and just the harshness of living on the streets and surviving on your wits. An orphan's life is harsh and often short in the mysterious island city of Camer, but young Locke Lamora dodges death and slavery, becoming a thief under the tutelage of a gifted con artist. As leader of the band of light-fingered brothers known as the Gentleman Bastards, Locke is soon infamous, fooling even the underworld's most feared ruler. Ooh, underworld? Is this Hades underworld or gambling mob underworld? I'm good with both, actually. But in the shadows lurks someone still more ambitious and deadly, faced with a bloody coup. I'm so glad I know how to pronounce coup, because there's a P in there, and I would definitely be pronouncing it coup. Faced with a bloody coup that threatens to destroy everyone and everything that holds meaning in his mercenary life, Locke vows to beat the enemy at his own brutal game, or die trying. Ooh, are we outwitting the dark ruler of the underworld? I'm for that. And also, Locke Lamora is just an awesome name. My only reservations about this book is very vain. It's a mass market paperback, and I really just hate the formatting of mass market paperbacks. They're actually really hard for me to read. Now, I love the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb, but those 3 books, even though I loved them, I feel like I got really tired of them just because there were so many tiny words packed into that mass market paperback formatting. And it was actually giving me a headache. But I am ready for some heist, thievery, good old action in this book, and I've heard nothing but good things. And I feel like it's really going to make a splash for my reading in 2021. Next up is a book I've literally had for forever. Forever being 2 years. And it is The Unbecoming of Dyer. Dyer. How do I do this? The Unbecoming of Dyer, or Mara. Who am I to judge how to pronounce things? You wake up with no memory of the last few days. Your friends were killed in an accident, and you miraculously survived. Your family has to move to another state to escape the fallout. You meet a mysterious boy who seems to know more about your past than you do. You start seeing things that can't possibly be there. You're afraid you're losing your mind. Can you keep it together? Dyer is about to find out. I've heard that this young adult series is actually really disturbing. Like, just the eeriness of it. I've honestly heard mixed things about this series everywhere. People love it or they hate it. I've heard so much said about the love interest in this book that he's really cringy, but I'm for that. It will amuse me to some end. My only hope is that the YA book isn't too YA. I love YA, but I think you know what I mean when I say it's too YA. When things get too YA, there's a lot of whining going on. There should always be a proper amount of angst in books, but sometimes YA gets really angsty. And you know, in booktube videos, I'd see the booktubers holding the book like this, and I always thought this was like one of those ballerinas like on display as she like turns around on her little stage. No, it's some guy dragging a girl underwater. I thought those were just extra arms for drama. Can't believe I have to wait a whole day to send a video file. Is this some type of ploy to get me to pay for some editing service? Next up, we have The Apocalypse. It is Year 1 by Nora Roberts, 697. And on the back, we have Nora Roberts herself, just, you know, judging us. Oh, the black spot. Looks like the Kraken's gonna get you tonight. Or me, because I have the book. Or will it get Nora, because she's on the book. That's the black spot is on. You guys seen Pirates of the Caribbean, or else this reference will not make sense. Anyways, I've heard this book. I heard that this apocalypse in the book all starts because some yahoo shot some cool little crow up in the sky. Apparently the world didn't like that. I don't know why yet. Oh, look at that. It's a plague. It began on New Year's Eve. It's December 30th when I'm filming this. Hopefully we're all alive by New Year's Eve. The sickness came on suddenly and spread quickly. The fear spread even faster. Within weeks, everything people counted on began to fail them. The electrical grid sputtered, law and government collapsed, and more than half of the world's population was decimated. Where there had been order, there was now chaos. And as the power of science and technology receded, magic, with a K, rose up in its place. Wait, is this magical realism? Better not be. I swear if it is. Some of it is good, like the witchcraft worked by Lana Bigham, practicing in the loft apartment she shares with her lover, Max. Some of it is unimaginably evil and can lurk anywhere, around a corner, in fetid tunnels beneath the river, or in the ones you know and love the most. Is this drama? As word spreads that neither the immune nor the gifted are safe from the authorities who patrol the ravaged streets, and with nothing left to count on but each other, Lana and Max make the way to the wrecked New York City. At the same time, other travelers are heading west too, into a new frontier. Chuck, a tech genius trying to hack his way through a world gone offline. Arliss, a journalist who has lost her audience but uses pen and paper to record the truth. Fred, her young colleague, possessed of burgeoning abilities and an optimism that seems out of place in this bleak landscape. And Rachel and Jonah, a resourceful doctor and a paramedic who fend off despair with their determination to keep a young mother and 3 infants in their care alive. In a world of survivors, where every stranger encountered could be either a savage or a savior, none of them knows exactly where they are headed or why, but a purpose awaits them that will shape their lives and the lives of all those who remain. The end has come, the beginning comes next. This is going to be interesting. End of the world, strangers coming together, that always works out fine, right? Next up we have Emergency Contact, a book I recently hauled, so if that little review is fresh in your brain, I won't get into the plot again too deeply. But this is about a boy and a girl, both with just really awkward, not really satisfying lives. Finally, like, coming together, meeting each other and being like, hey, you're cute enough that I'll give my phone number to you. Or perhaps use them as an emergency contact. And, you know, without the pressure of actually meeting each other face to face, their little social anxiety, I guess, kind of like diffuses away as they begin to confide in one another, trust one another, and they become digitally inseparable. So this is like a little cute contemporary love story. Contemporaries don't really grab my attention that much, but I love this cover. And I decided I should probably give some a try. One of my favorite books is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Very contemporary. Rainbow Rowell apparently really loves this book in this little blurb, and I liked the one Rainbow Rowell book I read, Eleanor and Park. So excitement is real. Honestly, I think I just picked a really good TBR for my reading taste for the moment. Because next up, I have a thriller I have been trying to get to forever, and it's Final Girls by Riley Sager. I so swears by the stars that I am going to read this book today. Not today, no. Did I take that back, stars? I did not mean that. I'm going to read this book this month because I've added this book to my TBR, taken it off, just like put it to the side. I read a lot of Riley Sager books already, but this is like the big one. So it's about time I actually read this. I'm going to make me read this right after Locke Lamora. This thriller is about a bunch of girls who have survived basically horror movie-like massacres in their lives, coming together, not by their own accord. They don't want to see each other, I believe. Like, they're hounded by the media. They're given the name The Final Girls, which, yeah, that brings back some bad memories. Hurtful media. And they're just trying to, like, move on with their lives, try to be normal. But one of the 3 final girls is dead now. She'd been murdered, and the second final girl walks up to our girl Quincy's door and begs for help. So we got a killer, I guess, going after the final girls to maybe clean up some loose ties, tie up some loose knots. I don't know what the saying is, but heads are going to roll, blood is going to flow. I'm going to predict a dog dies. The dog is never safe in thriller books. I don't even know there's a dog in this book. So yeah, that is my big, hefty TBR. Like, look at this. Look at this mess. It is going to be a fine jam that I read this month. I'm still very mad that my Samsung S20 will not let me send more than 5 gigabytes of video per day. Who does that? I'm gonna think very mean letter to them. I won't write it, I won't send it, but I'm gonna think it hard. Till next time, my friends, stay ready, yo.